Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Peterson. I'm the Director for Parks, Recreation, and Culture with the City of Northglenn. Yay! Thank you again for being here. We had a little bit of a chilly evening, but the sun came out for us. It's giving us a few moments of warmth here between that and the heater and all the excitement that we have. So thank you again for coming out and celebrating with us tonight. This is a huge milestone for us, and we're very excited. To begin, I'd like to invite Mayor Pro Tem Meredith Leidy to come up to the stage to say a few words to you. Thank you.
Hello, we are so excited this day. We've been waiting, and you can feel the energy in the room, so thank you for coming. I want to quickly mention that Mayor Escobar sends his regrets. He had a family emergency out of town. He really wished he could have been here. So we are breaking ground on this new facility, and it's a huge step forward for our community. Community engagement is one of our city council goals. As a community, you were engaged and your voice was heard during the Civic Center master plan process. You identified a new recreation center, senior center, and theater as a priority. We are excited to be here today to celebrate your vision becoming a reality. We are fortunate to live here where community building activities are considered a priority. Now many of those activities will move to a fantastic new setting. We would not be able to take this step without the support and work of a lot of people. I would like to take a moment to recognize some dedicated volunteer groups. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and the new Recreation Center, Senior Center, and Theater Project Advisory Group. Could you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for all your work. We would also like to recognize NURA for bonding $11 million to contribute to the project infrastructure. Do we have NURA members here today? Please stand. Yay! I would also like to recognize my fellow city council members and past city council members and mayors for their support of this project and the entire Civic Center master plan. It can be intimidating to realize you are the decision makers for a $54 million project. This group was brave enough to support this investment. Would you please stand? Yay! Thank you. Approximately 18 months from now, we will again come together to celebrate. Where I am standing now will be in our new senior center with the theater lobby just to the west and an amazing new swimming pool and fitness area. And this is only phase one of the changes happening here in the heart of our beloved city. In the years to come, we will stand here for one of our many community gatherings, but in very different surroundings, in a vibrant, new, mixed-use development. I look forward to that day, and am honored and excited to be here for the beginning. Now, I'd like to hand this over to our city manager, Heather Geyer.
Well, it's only in keeping with true Colorado form that we get snow the week of Halloween, right? Either on Halloween itself or the week of. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Leidy. I'd like to also thank members of City Council, the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, members of the new Facility Advisory Group, and to all of our community members here celebrating with us tonight. I'd like to take a few moments to express appreciation and respect for the many staff members who work to make this project a reality. Of course, we are now counting on Amanda Peterson, Eric Enzi, and Nate Hasis to lead this to completion with the help of our design contractors, Barker Rinker Seacat, often referred to as BRS, and general contractor FCI contractors. We are committed to a project that will be on time and on budget. Long before now, the community had this dream of a new recreation center, senior center, and theater. And despite many obstacles and a few disappointments along the way, you, our community members, spoke and continued to ask for new modern recreation facilities. During this time, Amanda and her team worked hard to offer residents high-quality programming despite the aging facility. Thank you to the recreation staff who gathered community input, hosted community meetings, spent countless hours assessing programming needs and facility features to help us create a plan and design that will meet the needs of this community for many years to come. At this time, I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to Amanda Peterson, our Director of Parks, Recreation, and Culture. She has been the heartbeat of this project, and I just want to give her a round of applause. We are grateful that you kept the faith and advocated for what you felt Northglenn deserved. Thank you, Team Northglenn, and congratulations on finally reaching this moment. We have a lot of history and tradition that we will always honor. However, there comes a time to take a leap towards something new. With this project and the recent opening of our Justice Center, we are making huge strides in Northglenn. These projects will not be possible without people standing up for what they think our community, our residents deserve. You are all part of making Northglenn shine. Now I'll give our design partners the mic to say a few words. Dave Hamill with Barker Rinker CCAT is with us. We look forward to working with you to make this project a reality. And please know we've entrusted with you the project of many years in the making that is close to our hearts.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Hamill, and I'm with Barker Rinker CCAT Architecture, and we're the lead design firm for the project. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge just a few special folks involved with the design of this new facility. I think some of them are here this afternoon or this evening. If you could raise your hand or stand up when I talk about you. But from my firm, we have what I think is really the A-team. Daniel Matoba is our project manager. Jen Jersnick, our design manager. Dady Russley, designer. Lisa Jorgensen, designer. Sarah Fisher's out there doing all of our interiors. Did a great job. We also worked with MIG in the planning and landscape design of the facility. And I'd like to acknowledge Jay Rankins, principal, Paul Kuhn, project manager, and Kyra Serwinski. Also, a key player in this project is Simple Brown Design, who's our theater architect, and Chris Weinman and Michael Nunick is here tonight, I think. Thank you to them. They've done a terrific job in the design. And then we've got a whole cadre of engineering consultants. Martin & Martin is our civil engineer. JVA Engineers is doing structural. Mechanical and plumbing is by the Ballard Group. Electrical and lighting design is by the AE Design Group. And we've got a really terrific swimming pool plan for all of you by Water Technology is our pool designer. And lastly, DL Adams is our theater acoustics, sound reinforcement, and rigging and lighting of the theater. And they've really done a great job for us. So as you can see, it takes a really large group of people to pull something like this off, to get to groundbreaking. But I've been asked also to speak a little bit to the history of this project. I've been involved with it since about 2003, if you can believe that. It's been 16 years ago when we were asked by the Kroenke Sports Enterprises to work with the city to come up with a prototype sports facility that would represent all of Kroenke sports, the Avalanche, the Nuggets, the Mammoth, all of their sports teams, to do a conceptual design that was going to actually sit in this same spot. That was in 2003. Kroenke Sports pulled out of it, and so in 2004, we got a call from the city, and the city said, hey, they had a really good idea. We think that might have really worked. Could you help us create an addition to our facility, upgrade our facility, and do an addition that would also include an ice hockey rink, as well as a turf field and a new leisure pool? So we went through and did a little conceptual design of that project. However, it didn't get the support through City Council that it really needed to move forward. So again, another option that was dashed. Then in 2007, we were then again called by the city, and they said, well, what if we built a brand new center? Our existing center is really not meeting our needs. It's falling apart. What if we built a brand new center? So we did a whole feasibility study for the city, and it was going to sit in this same site, believe it or not. It went to the voters. There was somewhat of a split with City Council, and it did not pass. So again, it went into the drawer. So then in 2017, about 10 years later, the city issued an RFP to do this Civic Center master plan. And MIG asked us to join their team in putting together this master plan. We were successful and created this master plan. Excuse me. So we developed this master plan, which turned into the current project. There was a feasibility study that was done after the master plan was completed, and we worked with a number of people, and we had a design advisory group of citizens from this community that participated in all of the strategic decision-making process in that feasibility study. Are there members of that design advisory group here tonight? Looks like we have a couple. If you could stand. So this group of folks volunteered to participate in a series of workshops to help us make critical decisions in the early stages of design. We believe that much of their work is directly visible in the final design that you see in the back. As a result of this group's efforts, as well as City Council members' approval, we are finally in a position to start construction on this important first step that has been 16 years in the making. We applaud the city and their dedicated staff as we celebrate this new beginning. Thank you.
So I'm Nathaniel Sperry with FCI Constructors. I wanted just to let everybody know that we're definitely very honored and proud to be a part of this project and a continuing relationship with the city of Northglenn. I didn't know what Dave's speech was going to be, but I think if it takes 16 years to design it, I should get a little bit longer than 18 months to build it. But all right, we'll expedite the construction, as always. Just a little note on FCI, I think to tie into the history, it was kind of cool that one of our first offices here on the Front Range actually was just across I-25 off of like 121st and Mariposa, and that was back in '94. Back then, it was a small group of folks working in that office, doing mostly hard bid jobs across the Front Range. We were just kind of getting our start over here. Since then, we've built 2 new offices, and we pretty much maxed both of them out over time. The employee counts are way up, and the size of the projects have grown substantially. Kind of most notably for you folks, the Northglenn Justice Center project. Thank you. It was an exceptional project, and we're really glad to be a part of that. We actually have an awards luncheon on that tomorrow, so that's kind of cool. I will say, though, that my team is not ever going to probably want to build a building that's in the shape of an eagle again, but they did it once, and it was really cool to do once. Working with the project champions from Northglenn has really been an exciting experience for FCI. Chief May's commitment to the city is just more than I could have ever expected. It really opened my eyes, and I've been able to witness that firsthand and even participate in a few events with him, which has been a blast. I really don't know where he finds the time and energy. But I can tell you that from being a part of this project, it must be contagious with your employees here at Northglenn. We've got almost an entirely new team of project champions, but I can assure you that they all have a similar commitment to delivering on the expectations of this community. And being a part of the team since February, I can also assure that nobody has been able to hit the easy button. We've made a lot of really difficult decisions. We've had a lot of crunches with budget and time. And it's just exciting to see those champions continue to push for the community. They have been pushing themselves, the staff, the designers, even community members, to deliver the best facility possible. From FCI, we've got some key staff. It's really all my staff, starting with the VPs, Jeff Erker, who isn't with us tonight, Tony Seiling and Brian Haymeyer I saw somewhere probably in the back. Office support from the Frederick office, Linda Mallory, Kim Lawrence, Sammy and Donna. And then our field staff, Luke Godwin, superintendent in charge on site, Chris Luke, Bryce Sackman, Adam Vogel, assistant PM, and Angela Spalding, our project coordinator on site. Looking forward, it's definitely nice to be moving some dirt. Of course, we couldn't have picked a better time, I know. But we all will be excited to see the kind of project take shape here over the next few months. We'll get into the foundations of the job in January. That's when you'll start seeing the structure kind of emerge out of the ground, which is going to be really cool as you drive by on either I-25 or Community Center. And then as that structure kind of comes complete, then you'll see the colors and textures appear on the exterior of the building. I can tell you that FCI is just as excited as the community to participate and be a part of all the great events that you guys are going to do here. As far as the construction goes, I just get told all the time, on time, under budget, and the best quality. And so that's an expectation that we understood and learned at the Justice Center to make that project a success. And we're excited to be a part of another successful project with Northglenn. Thank you.
Thank you again to Mayor Pro Tem Leidy, to our city manager, Heather Geyer, to Dave Hamill, and to Nathaniel Sperry. I would also like to say thank you to our entire team, including our recreation supervisors, Brian Magnet, Deb Lawson, and Michael Stricker. We couldn't have gotten here without all of your hard work and your passion for each of your program areas and all of the detail that you've helped us put into every corner of this building. So thank you for everything that you've done and will continue to do. I'd also like to say thank you to Nate Hasis and Eric Enzi, who are our project leads. I appreciate their ongoing commitment to the city and to this project, and just wanted to say thank you to all of them for their support as we move forward. Before we step outside to ceremonially break ground, I would like to ask Mayor Pro Tem Leidy just to come up to the stage for a moment. I have for you a hard hat, official for the project. We also have one for each of the city council members, each of our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board members, and to our lead staff on the team. So thank you.
Can I put it on?
You can absolutely put it on. No guarantee it's adjusted yet.
It's all right.
So with that, again, I just want to say thank you to all of you, for council, for the decisions you've had to make, to staff for all of the work that you have put in, and acknowledge all the work that lies ahead as we are just getting started. At this point, I would like to ask for city council members, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board members, and our project staff team, and our Neuro Board members to step outside just to the north of the tent. If everyone else will just give them just a moment to start heading in that direction. Once they have stepped out, if everyone else can make their way either outside or to one of the tent openings, we will officially break ground in a few different rounds. Once we've finished some photos, please feel free to refill your beverages, take a peek at the 3D renderings, and visit with one another. And I'd just like to again say thank you for coming out tonight and celebrating with us.